my team to put it on record.
Yeah, thank you. That would be a great help. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Anil, Peter, my dear friend, Mr. Guru Prasad, Mr. Sudarshan, Ramana Salupu. A lot of people are there. I saw Madam Ambrin to join. She was the first one to have joined. Mr. Vijay, thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Pratim Rai Chaudhary. You were traveling still. You have joined us. A real pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed Kharbe. Kailash, thank you so much. Mr. James, how are you? Good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm also good. Thank you so much for asking. So
Thank
it's
you.
quite cold out here. I'm at the national capital of India. It's quite cold.
Wow,
It's too chill.
nice
So
to hear that.
yeah. Okay, I think whoever is supposed to join, they can join after this time. Team, please put the session on record now. We are going to start it officially now. Ajay, are you there?
Yes, sir. We start.
Please start the session. Okay. So officially, a warm welcome and a very good evening again to all the learners who have already embarked on this particular academic journey with Skills Zero Solutions Private Limited with this particular wonderful NASCOM program that we have come up with, that is Mastering in Generative AI. And also warm welcome to those who have joined this particular masterclass, this orientation session as an invitee who are yet to decide whether to join this particular program. I'm pretty sure after this particular class and the particular explanation that will be given by none other than Mr. Ashish Tiwari, who has been logged as the master trainer of this particular batch. I will soon introduce him. Definitely, they would be able to make a decision for their career. Let me introduce myself. Already I'm known to most of you still as a protocol. My name is Arunava Mukherjee. You can cut it short to Arun. I work here in the capacity of General Manager, Academics, Learning and Development. So, of course, as the department suggests, I take care of the training, your delivery, your certification. There is a team who is directly working here in the L&D department. They take care of your onboarding, your registration. There is personalized WhatsApp group so that we can address all the learners' queries and concerns in a best possible way. Team always works on that. I will not say 24/7 basis, that will be a wrong statement, but definitely on 365 days we are working. We have a rotational shift, therefore, so that every day we can address your queries in the best possible way. So regarding Skills Zero Solutions, just a quick overview. We are the licensed training partner of NASCOM, National Association of Software and Services Companies. They are the governing body of the entire Indian IT and ITES industries. Yes, Ramana, I will take all the queries at the end of the session. Would that be fine? And in case if you have anything urgent, please feel free. Okay, I think it's by mistake. No worries. So NASCOM, that is the governing body on the Indian IT as well as ITES, that is the BPO sector and all that. We are the licensed trading partner. NASCOM is not only the governing body of Pan India, but also it is duly recognized in 80 top-notch nations and countries, so that any certification given by NASCOM that is globally valid, which is very, very important. That is possibly one of the reasons why we have been addressing not only the aspirations of the domestic learners, but also the aspirations globally. Okay. So, yes, Mr. Sudarshana, you would like to say something? You have raised your hand.
No, no, that's fine. I mean, it's by mistake. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries. I just presume that. Okay, so this is about skills reform. So this is a generative AI program. This program is a wonderful blend of execution, your learning, your deployment, as well as your industry requirements. And NASCOM has always acted like a partner, uh, purposed at bridging the gap between the academics and the industry requirements, so that post completion of the program, when you actually you were just going outside and you were going to explore the job market, your skills must match up with the industry requirements. That is the primary objective, vision of any particular NASCOM program, correct? This program is bifurcated into two parts. That is, one is the self-paced learning, where we have already provided the learning materials to the enrolled learners so far, like Mr. Guru Prasad, Mr. Sudarshan, Mr. James, Mr. Peter, Mr. Vijay, Mr. Mahesh. A lot of people are there. So they are going through some basics of Python, basics of statistics, machine learning, deep learning, some parts of NLP, and we have been also directed very recently that recently ongoing batch of another ongoing batch of data science and data analytics, where Python has just been delivered. Those 10 lectures of the live classes are going to be given to you on your LMS, that is Learning Management System. It is the cloud learning platform which enables you to attend your lectures, to see all the previous classes, to see your taste, your assignments, your assessments, everything. It's a virtual classroom. So those 10 lectures will also be a part of this particular program. So that's a very, very recent addition that we have decided under the directives of NASCOM. After that, or in parallel to that, that should be the right statement, I believe, generative AI, that is going to start now, this point onwards, which is going to be delivered by none other than Mr. Ashish Tiwari, one of the veteran data science profession, a seasoned data science enthusiast working for more than 8 years, currently working at one of the very reputed organization. He has trained more than 500 plus working professionals, also helping them to get placed in the industry in the given capacity of AI and Gen AI. His forte has been data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence.
Arun, are you there?
Arun, just in case if you're talking, I think we lost your voice.
We cannot hear you, Mr. Arun.
We can't hear you, Arun.
You're not audible, Arun.
Hi everyone, Ashish Tiwari this side. Okay, are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. So I think there's some network issue from Arun's side. Okay, so very soon he will join. I think he has joined. Arun, are you here?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. The other
Yeah,
side, other bad side of the technology, my Wi-Fi just got disturbed.
not a
Anyway, that
problem.
was the. I'm so sorry. Sincere apologies to all the learners, all the
Yeah.
attendees, all the invitees. So as I was saying, I was saying about Skills Revo. So we are the partner of NASCOM. This is the program. So JNI, this point onwards, you would be attending the live classes. And parallel to that, you can complete your self-paced learning given on your LMS. This information is very crucial for those who have attended this particular session as an invitee, those who are already, in this particular learning journey, they are already aware of this particular part. Okay. So without wasting any further time, I would request Mr. Ashish Tiwari to please take over from this particular point onwards and give them a demonstration about the entire learning journey, how generative AI is such a wonderful tool that can be applied across industries, its relevance, and that's it. The session is all yours, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen, and guys, let me know once you are able to see my screen. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, perfect. Thank you all. So once again, welcome to the course. Okay, and we are going to do a lot of things about the generative AI. Okay, and right now you are seeing a lot of words which is booming in the market. Like, this is the buzzword we can say, that is generative AI. Everyone is talking about AI, generative AI, Chat GPT, Google Bird. Correct. Everyone is talking, whether he is actually in the data science or not, whether he's working in some different sector, he's working, if he's non-technical person. But again, everyone is in the news channel, everybody in on the social media, everybody is talking like generative AI, Chat GPT. And they are saying that if you want to success in your career in the future, you should have to learn the skills which is related to AI. Correct. So, but before jumping to the AI, generative AI, we would like to know exactly how generative AI comes into the picture. Correct. So, what is the ground truth of generative AI? How generative AI is going to impact the things? That is the different thing. Okay. But as of now, what is generative AI and where this is coming from? Okay. So, before that, we have, of course, you have heard a word that is data science. Okay, I'm pretty sure. So when we talk like exactly what is data science, okay, so data science, we know like it is very dynamic domain, okay, that deals with extracting insights from vast volume of data, that uses modern tool and technologies. Correct. But when we say exactly what is the data science, so data science is basically an interdisciplinary field. Okay, that uses basically the your statics, the programming language, computer science, and programming language, and the domain expertise. So it includes the four things. First of all, the statics, that is nothing but just mathematics. And second is a computer science. You should be idea about the computers. Third one that we have is the programming language, and the fourth one is the domain knowledge. Correct. So if you have the idea about all these four things, so you can land in the data science. Okay, of course, will not, as of now, when I'm saying that you can land, if you don't have the idea, of course you can get that from different things. But as of now, if you want to do the masters in this field, you want to become success in this field, so at least you should have the idea about all these fields, all these four fields. Okay, so that's how generative AI comes into the picture. Now here you can see uh, data science. So basically when we are talking about the data science, so in this field basically there are different terms might be you have heard. Correct. The AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, generative AI, LLMs, Chat GPT, Google Bird. Correct. And llama 2, llama 3. Correct. Everyone is using, everyone has introduced their own LLM if you are seeing in the industry. Correct. So when coming on the very basic, so AI is the broader field, okay, one of the broader field under which machine learning a sub field, okay, sub part of the artificial intelligence, that is the AI. And after that, deep learning is sub part of the AI and also the machine learning. Whenever we are saying that deep learning is a sub part of machine learning, so exactly what does that mean? That means whenever we will build any application which is based on the deep learning, so on the back end we are going to use machine learning as well. Okay, so without machine learning we can't build any application which is based on the deep learning. Okay, so same thing goes for the generative AI as well. So generative AI is the sub part of the deep learning, which is sub part of the machine learning, and which is the sub part of the AI. That means generative AI is using everything. Like on the back end, it is using the machine learning, it is using deep learning, then of course AI. Okay, and on top of that we have the LLMs. So now if you are seeing, like every company has introduced their own LLM, correct? Now if we are talking about the OpenAI, correct, so they have introduced their chat GPT 3.5 4.0, correct. If we are talking about the Google, so earlier it was the Bird, correct, now they have introduced the Google Gemini, correct. Now if we are talking about the Microsoft, so they have introduced the 5.2, correct. If we are talking about the Meta, so they have introduced the Llama 2, Llama 3, correct. So every company has, who are in the market, who are the big player, they have introduced different LLMs based on the requirement. Okay, so now it's your responsibility based on your requirement, the kind of data you are dealing, the kind of sectors you are working. So based on that you can use that things. Okay, and in the here in the bottom you are saying chat GPT, correct, which is the smallest, you are seeing is in the smallest circle you can see chat GPT. So which is the sub part of everything: LLM, generative AI, deep learning, machine learning, and AI. So what does that mean? So chat GPT is nothing, it is an application. Okay, so it is an application. So same thing like chat GPT if we are talking, so chat GPT is built by OpenAI, correct. OpenAI is a company which has built the chat GPT, and it is a tool, it is an application, correct. But although OpenAI has introduced the chat GPT, but why you can't build your own tool, correct? So if you have understanding about the LLM, like if you have different LLM, okay, you have understanding about the machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI, you can build your own LLM, and you can also build your own application. Okay, that we are going to use. Of course, LLMs are trained on huge data set, correct? Millions, trillions of data set, correct. So few things are there, like if you can, chat GPT is built by OpenAI, but you can build your own tool. Okay, like my tool, let's suppose your name is John, so John GPT you can introduce, correct. So that's why if you want to become the expert in the AI, you should be have the hands-on experience over the deep learning, machine learning, at least the basics. Okay, here same thing. Data science we have discussed, like it is the interdisciplinary field which can, for which you need different specialization, the mathematics, that is the statics, then computer science, then programming language, and then domain expertise, correct. And a lot of problems you are saying, like increasing the sales of the production, detecting fraud transaction in the financial sector, which is a very good example that we are implementing. If we want to launch any new scheme, like if we want to launch any new website, correct, so how we can do that. Customer churn prediction, okay, so suppose employee churn prediction. So suppose you are working and you want to know like whether your employee will churn or not, so that also you can predict. Only the thing is that why everyone is talking about generative AI, not generative AI, we'll discuss later. So why everybody is talking AI is because this is the only thing, because this is the automation. Okay, this is the AI, so that can be applied in every field. Okay, doesn't matter whether this is health domain, okay, healthcare sector, whether this is FMCG sector, whether this is education sector, whether this is aviation sectors, every sector these things can be applied. So that's why there is a huge opportunity, there is a huge job opportunity in this field. Okay, if you have the sufficient skill, correct. as I said, if we are talking about the data science, so you should be, there are different skills that you should have. The mathematics, correct, the coding skills, there are different coding, either Python, R, Julia, different lot of programming languages are there. And you should be aware how to, data manipulation, data handling, especially how we can do the data wrangling, pre-processing of the data, so that very in a required way you can pass to your models whatever you want to build. You should be expertise in the data visualization skills, correct. We have different tools, Tableau, Power BI, or we have the different libraries in the Python, like Matplotlib, Seaborn, correct. You should be aware about the machine learning, correct. You should be there should be a, you should be good in your communication skill, correct. A lot of things are there which will make you proficient in the data science field, correct. So now we have seen that exactly what is the data science, how many fields are there in the data science, correct, and what should, I mean, if we want to enter into the data science, what kind of skill someone should have, correct. But now suppose you have built a solution, you have built a model, correct. So what is that, how does it work? Okay, so suppose you are working as a data scientist in a company, and you want to build a data science model, okay, machine learning model, deep learning model, any kind of model, correct. So what would be the life cycle for that? So first of all, you should be aware about the business understanding. That's why I was saying that you should be aware about the domain expertise. So suppose you are working as a medical sector, so you should be aware exactly when we are going to build any application, so you must be aware about the medical things, okay. If you are talking about the lungs detection, okay, cancer detection, okay, or anything. So if you are talking, like if you are building an application which can detect the pneumonia or which can detect the cancer, so you should be aware like how many types of x-rays are there, okay, how many types of this lungs, I mean, where does the lungs are there in the body, correct. All the things you should be aware about that, okay. And after that, suppose you have the expertise in the domain, correct, you have the understanding about the business. So next thing that we have is the data acquisition. So you will have to gather the data, correct. After that, you will have to do the pre-processing, like how efficiently you can prepare the data to feed into the model. And then we'll do the exploration, we'll explore like what is the insights into the data. And then based on our requirement, we are going to do the modeling. If this is machine learning model, then we are going to apply, like we'll see, when we'll go ahead, then we'll see, different models are there, whether the requirement is for super learning model or the unsupervised learning model, correct. So based on that, we are going to do the modeling. And suppose we have built the model, correct, and this is giving just 85% accuracy, correct. But suppose you are building a cancer detection application, correct. So if that is giving just 85%, that is not good for you, correct. You can't host that, you can't build such application which will predict just 85% accuracy, correct. So that's why you will have to do the model evaluation. If everything is perfect, then you will have to deploy it. So that is the life cycle of the data science model, okay, data life cycle, okay. Now we have seen exactly what is the data science, how many different terms are there in the AI, okay, in the data science, and what kind of tools and technologies you should be aware if you want to enter into the data science field, and what is the life cycle of the data science model, correct. But now, since our today's agenda is the generative AI, correct. But before going ahead, okay, like this is the trend topic, correct, everyone is talking, but there are two terms, generative AI and the traditional AI already that we had, that is machine learning models, deep learning models, natural language processing. Why everybody is talking about the generative AI, okay. So basically the point was that before, I mean, generative AI came in 2022, if I'm not wrong, the first time someone has introduced the chat GPT and all, correct. So but before that there was the traditional AI. So what it was doing and where it was not capable to, where it was missing. So basically traditional AI analyzes and processes existing data to make predictions and decisions, Okay, so what traditional AI was doing, it was analyzing and processing the existing data, only the existing data, to make the prediction and decision. But on the other hand, generative AI creates new content. Okay, it will create new content by learning pattern from the large data set. Okay, so it will create new trend from learning these data sets. So this is the basic difference between both. Okay, and in case of generative AI, so one of the limitation that was with the traditional AI was that it was working best with only if we have the structure and predefined data, correct, if the data are very structured, correct. But in the case of generative AI, doesn't matter how unstructured data is that. Okay, if you are getting data from any source, like whether it is video, audio, text, anything, doesn't matter how unstructured it is, it will work very well. Okay, and it will give you the output, correct. So that's why here you can say generative AI, here you can say, just to go with the tagline, that is generative AI is a subfield of the artificial intelligence which create new contents, such that the text, image, audio, video, anything, whatever you want to create, you can create that. And how it will create, I mean, it will learn from the existing data, it will try to catch the pattern from the existing data, and it will generate the content after that. Okay, now,
Mr. Tiwari, there are two raised hands from the audience, one from Mr. Peter, another from
yeah,
Mr. Sudarshan. Yes,
okay, yeah,
please.
please go ahead.
Yeah, Ashish. So, Sudarshan, this is, I think you were talking on the accuracy, right? Like
Hmm.
80%, 85% accuracy, all those things. So
Hmm.
basically, our accuracy depends on the trained data, right? The trained data set. It depends on
Hmm.
like how big the trained data set is.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it
Hmm.
depends on that trained data set. I mean, if we have a very cleansed data
Hmm.
within cleansed data in the trained data set, obviously, I mean the accuracy can go high, right?
Hmm.
So is
Hmm.
it something like that, or it depends on your model?
No, no. So when we are talking about the evaluation, so I'm not going to deep into that, but as of now, see,
Mm,
I'm on that background. Okay, so I know very well about that, those things. So as of now, what I can do is that, so when we are talking about the evaluation of the model, okay, so there are different things comes into the picture. Okay, like sometime your training data is too good, correct, but your testing data is too bad, correct. So in that condition also the evaluation will be too wrong, correct. Now suppose you have trained your model on very good data set, and when it is in when you have deployed this into the prediction in the production, so that time the live data set that you are getting, that is too bad, correct. So that time also it will give you the bad result, correct. And also of course the model, uh, correct, model plays a very good role for the predictions, correct. So suppose uh, you want to predict the sales of your you want to predict the sales of any product in your company, correct. So we have a
mm-hmm,
lot of models. I mean, if you are going with the linear regression, we are SVM, we have the decision tree, bagging, boosting, correct, random forest, a lot of models are
mm-hmm,
there, correct.
mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
to select the best model, this is a responsibility of a data scientist. So what he will do, he will apply each and every model, and the model which will try to detect the pattern in your data set, and that is going to give you good accuracy. You are going to select that model. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of, I mean, this is very good topic, correct. So when some any other day, if we are going to learn about these things, so we'll definitely we are going to take each and every details. Okay, so but as of now, just since this is just a intro session, so you can just imagine, like, if accuracy of the models are not good, so we can't deploy it into the production, correct.
Yep.
Perfect. Anyone
Mr.
else?
Peter, Mr. Peter, you were supposed to say something.
Yes, okay. So he has actually answered what I want to say. So
Mhm.
just to give a recap to be sure that I understand it, when it gets to the evaluation stage, if the outcome shows that the model is underperforming or is not up to the expectation of the whole design, then it will start the process again from data acquisition, or from where? At what stage will it start in the cycle if after the evaluation the result is not desirable?
Okay, so what happens that two things are there. Okay, so suppose you have received your data set, okay, and you have done the pre-processing. First of all, you will have to perform the pre-processing, correct? So once you have prepared everything, correct, now if you are correct, it depends on, you know, different things, like if you are you are using supervised or unsupervised learning model, or if you are in the deep learning natural language. I'm not talking about especially that, but the general purpose, like suppose you have done the pre-processing of, you have imported your data set, you have done all the pre-processing of your data set, okay, now you are ready to feed into the model, correct? And suppose one of your you have imported into one model, okay, and your model is not giving good accuracy. So what you will have to do, from the after the pre-processing that you have done, so same thing you will have to perform each and every model, okay, and the model which is giving you the best accuracy, minimum loss, correct, minimum error, that we are going to select that as a final model, and that we are going to deploy in our production. Okay.
Okay, correct. So how will you know if you're going to use a supervised learning or an unsupervised learning, or if you are going to use a reinforced learning? So how will you know the kind of machine learning algorithm that you're going to use?
Okay, perfect. So okay, so if you'll go by, you know, basic things, if we will you know, since this is generative AI, but I'm giving you the clear understanding about that. So it is totally depend on the data set, first of all, and second thing is our requirement. Okay, so suppose we have received the data set in which there are two things are there. We have, you know, labels in the data set, okay. So in that condition, we are going to use the super learning model, okay, supervised learning model, correct? But if we don't have, when I'm saying that data label, okay, so label is that, suppose you have the past data, okay, and there you suppose you are working in the real estate, okay, and you have a data set in which you have the, you know, input and output, okay. So suppose 10 columns are there in your data set, so 9 columns are input data set and one is output, correct? So if that we call the label, okay. So suppose if in your data set there are label of the data, so that in that condition we are going to use the supervised machine learning model. And if there is no label, correct, so in that condition we are going to use the unsupervised learning model. Okay, is
correct? Very, very correct. Thank you very much. It's clear. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now guys, we are moving ahead. Okay, so don't worry when I'm talking about, you know, these advanced things. I know, you know, like this generative AI is, you know, in the trend and it is gonna be the advanced topic, but we have kept this, you know, for you. Like we have been providing you the basic stuffs like Python, as you know, in the orientation, Madhu, you know, Anuruddha has introduced, like he is going to provide the Python, then ML, then DL, you know, basic things. At least you will get the basic understanding. Okay, and then those whenever we will start the session about the generative AI, so although you will be clear from the basic things, okay, so it will be very easy for you to implement those steps in the generative AI. Okay, now whenever we are talking about the generative AI, so a lot of applications are there in the generative AI. Okay, so it is not just you will have to deal only the text, correct? So now there are a lot of applications that you can use, whether you are, you know, based on your data set, like whether it's text data set, like whether it's video, audio, correct, or pictures, correct. So based on that, based on your requirement, based on your data set, you can use different models. Like if we are talking about the chat GPT 3, so in the, you know, it generates high quality text and codes, correct. But if we are talking about the Dell E, so it basically it is creating images, okay, from the text description. So you can just type a prompt like, hey, create a image where a man is sitting on the lions, correct, or a man is fighting with the lion, correct, like that it will create you the image, correct. So if we are talking about the stable diffusion models are there, those are the open source text to image models that generates basically the image generation. So like that we have we have the Sora model right now. OpenAI has introduced the Sora model. What it is doing, you can just give a prompt, okay, and based on that it is generating the video, which is very helpful. Few days back they have introduced the Sora model. So like this we have now within 2 years, they have introduced a lot of models. So based on that, like if you are dealing with the text to video, a lot of models are there, and they, whether you want to go with the paid models and the open source model, everyone has introduced. Okay, now when we are saying that different tools and technologies are there in the generative AI. So how generative AI is transforming? Okay, so generative AI application, as I said, that this is automation, this is the advanced automation, correct? So which we can apply in everywhere, okay, in every field, correct? So if we are going in the healthcare industry, so drug detection, drug discovery, correct? So someone has taken drug, okay, or there's some sort of cancer detection, okay. Few days back, if you have heard a news, like AI model has detected the cancer which will happen after 5 years, but before 5 years it has detected that he is suffering from the cancer, correct? So a lot of things are there, a lot of applications are there which we can build in the healthcare sector. Talking about the finance sector, correct? So fraud detection, risk assessment, personal assistance, and your summarization, a lot of tools also we can implement in the finance sector. When talking about the entertainment, correct, we can create the content creation, which is very easy, correct? We can just give a prompt and within seconds we can get the output. Video game design, correct, video generation that I told you, like text to video, correct? You will have to just give that few text and you will get the video, correct, which is very good, correct? And this is not just based in 3 domain, in every domain you can implement the generative AI. So that's why this is very powerful. Okay, so whenever we are talking about like generative AI, so what will be the life cycle of generative AI? So again, same things as we have discussed in the data science field. So first of all, we'll have to design the model, correct? So as of now, when I'm saying that design, so we have two different method, like whether we want to do from the scratch or we have the RAG and tuning, correct? So we can tune our own data set, or we can just, if we don't want to tune, we can use the RAG method, correct? So we have different method. When we'll start the session, we'll discuss everything, how we can design the AI application, how many methods are there, correct? And suppose you have developed that, then you will have to train that, correct? And after that, you will have to deploy that based on the requirement, okay? And then you will have to evaluate, because generative AI is built on the LLMs, which is trained on the huge data set, okay? So sometimes that it will give you the wrong result, okay? Sometimes it will happen that you have built the application, but since this is trained on the large data set, so it is giving you unnecessary result, which is not sufficient for you, which is not good for you, correct? So how you can evaluate your generative AI models, correct? So that we are going to learn. After that, we have seen that what is the responsibility, that is data management, correct, model deployment, optimization, make sure it should be it should give accuracy should be very good, okay, and it should be very efficient. Within less time it should give you the result, because suppose you have built a chatbot for your company, correct, and someone is making a query and it is taking too much time to give the result, correct, which is not good for your company, correct? So your application should perform within minimum time, correct, within seconds. So that's why people are using the generative AI, correct? And you should be deploy and integrate, correct? Make sure you should be integrate with the different tools, correct? So that is the some key responsibilities of the generative AI engineer. Okay, now talking about, like, we have seen exactly what is the generative AI, how we can solve the generative AI. I mean, how we can solve the problems through generative AI. We have seen like how, how generative AI can solve the problem in different industries. Now the point is that, what, if someone wants to enter into the generative AI field, so what the technical expertise he should carry, correct? So for that we have the programming languages, correct? So we have different programming languages, but one of the most used programming language that I have seen is the Python. Around 70% people use this language, that is Python. And again, you should be much aware about the data science, at least basics things, machine learning, deep learning, statistical analysis, all those stuffs you should be aware, correct? If you are not aware, believe me, you will have to at least know the basics. I'm not saying that you should be mastered on those fields, but you should be aware about the basics of these things, okay? And again, natural language processing, because this is the basics of generative AI. If you are not aware about like how to process the text, okay, what is the scene whenever we are doing any query, okay, so what is the structure behind that, okay, what is going on behind that things, okay, so that thing you should be aware. And of course, if you are not aware the natural language processing, so in the course we have put this session, okay, we will explain you from the basics about the natural language processing, okay, so don't worry about that at all, okay? Now basically, generative AI engineers tools and technology, so they usually uses the TensorFlow, that is open source machine learning library. We all know, like, if you want to solve any problem with the help of machine learning, then TensorFlow is one of the most used library. PyTorch, correct, that is the Python based machine learning library. You have, you might have heard about that. Hugging Face, this is the open source thing, okay. Open source community usually do all the things there, okay. You can host your own model as well. And again, one of the most used requirement is that you should have good resource, correct? So that's why we have mentioned the NVIDIA CUDA, correct? So we need a GPU which can, which accelerate the AI computation. So this is, you should be must if you want to enter into this field, correct? So although we have seen all the things like generative AI, what is generative AI, their roles and responsibilities, correct, how we can solve the different problems, correct? So now we are going to see the generative AI, engineers.
Mr. Tiwari,
Yeah.
Mr. Sudarshan is, no, he has a raised hand. Please,
Yeah,
please, Mr.
yeah, please.
Just ask, you can
Yeah,
just.
yeah, Ashish. Just a basic question here. See, but as per my understanding, Gen AI is the advanced version of AI, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to understand how does the machine learning will come into picture in Gen AI?
So yeah, very good question. So what happens that machine learning, see, it will not come into the picture, okay, but uh, if you are if we are talking about the LLMs, okay, the API that someone has built, so two things are there, okay. So suppose you want to build your own LLM, large language model, correct? So you should be aware about the machine learning, which is again a very rare case, because usually there are a lot of LLMs are available, okay. You don't need to build the LLMs from the scratch, because it will take a lot of time, a lot of computer resources, correct? So as an AI engineer, what people are doing in the market, like they have built their already a lot of LLMs are there, correct? You can take that LLM, and then after that you can build your own application, okay, based on the requirement, correct? That is the basic job profile of the generative AI engineers nowadays in the market, correct? But you should be aware, correct? You can use this generative AI in the machine learning as well, okay. Like we have a pandas AI, if you have heard, correct? So in the suppose you have a data set which has labeled data set, correct? And you want to solve that problem, correct? What is the sales of your product, okay? And suppose you want to categorize the things, okay, you want to categorize your product into different categories, okay? And second thing, good use case can be that you are launching any product, okay, and you want to know like from which location people are buying this frequently, okay. So these kind of if you want to build these kind of application, you should be aware about the machine learning, correct. So that's why I
Yeah,
have mentioned like you should be aware about at least the basic things like
yeah, I get your point. I totally get your point. So
mm,
that's what my question is. See, the
mm,
Gen AI, for example, coming from either CPG or FMCG, right? I
mm,
mean, that
mm,
particular domain.
mm,
Now the question is, obviously, we're gonna deal with our products, like how my product is, performing in various, regions across the globe, right?
mm,
That would be one report. I mean, we will be generating, and that's where
mm,
we gonna do some prediction.
mm,
But my question is, where does this Gen AI will come into picture when it comes
mm,
to CPG and FMCG? Maybe this is like, very, the question which is very relevant to my model. But,
mm,
Gen AI has its application in different models, right? Modules,
mm,
right? So when
mm,
it comes to CPG or FMCG, right,
mm,
where
mm,
exactly Gen AI will come into picture? Because
mm.
we always gonna deal with, our,
Mm, mm,
the sales report, or
mm,
how
mm,
my particular
mm.
product is selling, or where exactly it is, going down, why the sales are going down. Most of the things are exactly gonna deal with the products, right?
Perfect, perfect. Very good question. And of course, see, it's glad to know that you want to know for the FMCG. To be honest, in the market, I have worked around 70% time on the for FMCG, and I have worked for for with very good sectors, very good giants in the market like Unilever and PepsiCo. Correct. I have worked for them and I have implemented a lot of applications for them. So well, when talking like how you can use the machine learning and generative AI to build the application which can solve the problems into the FMCG. Okay, so uh, someone has placed the order. Okay, any trader has placed the order in your company. Okay, and you have placed the order. Okay, which contains around 100 of pages, 100 of products. Okay, now, suppose you have 10,000, 1,000, 10,000 or 20,000, correct? Uh, Customers are there, okay? Traders are there,
Mhm.
okay? Suppose you are dealing into B2B, okay? And traders are, placing the order, okay? And the data you have, suppose 10 lakhs or 1 CR, 10 CR, okay? And you just want to know, correct? And what is the sales of these product, okay? And how many quantities you have sold, okay, for this product, okay. So if you are going to do manually, it will take a lot of time, correct. But
Mhm.
with the help of generative AI, you can build a chatbot or something like that, where you will just give the prompt like, hey, give me the statics of this product in this week. Okay, suppose there's a product that is just Maggie. Okay, so you can ask that, hey, give me the, you will have to provide the description of the product. Okay, so you can provide that, give me the statics of this product in this week. Okay, so what it will do, it will
Mhm.
on the back end, whenever you will, generative AI engineer will build the application in such a way that it will give you the outcome. Okay, so that outcome it will give you. Now suppose you want to know that, hey, what you are giving a prediction, you are giving a query like, what will be the sales of my product in the incoming month, correct. So in that condition, machine on the
Mhm.
back end, you are going to use both the things, generative AI as well as machine learning. On the back end, the framework that you are going to train the model, and then you are going to select the model, there you going to use the machine learning model, and then top of that you are going to feed that data set into the LLM, and then LLM then chatbot, and then it will give you as an output. So that's why there you will have to use both the things, generative AI as well as the
Mhm.
machine learning.
Yeah,
Okay,
with this, I think, Ashish, I mean, I got your point. I mean, with this, I mean, we can get rid of all this, the reports that we're gonna generate in the front end, right? Like we
correct.
use Power BI. That
Yeah, yeah.
entire Power BI can be, totally we can get rid of this Power BI with
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
Gen AI, right?
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you.
Mr. Guru
Perfect.
Prasad wants to say something. Thank you, Mr. Sudarshan, for making the session so interactive. Mr. Guru,
Yeah,
please.
please. Yes, please.
Yes, Mr. Guru Prasad, you want to say something? You have a raised hand.
Yes, please go ahead if you have any issue.
Okay, no worries, Mr. Ashish. You can continue. I think it is either by my mistake or
Okay.
he's possibly on mute. No worries.
Okay, not a problem. So, whenever we are talking about the generative AI engineer salary in the market, so right now, one of the highest paid job is the generative AI engineer. Why? Because generative AI engineer is the someone who have the expertise of everything: machine learning, deep learning, NLP, correct? So that's why they are paid more into the market. Okay, so as per the current trend that we have seen is that 210 220K is the average salary that if you are entering as a fresher into the market, this is salary that you can expect. And in the India, I have seen that people are getting between 20 to 30 lakhs as a fresher. Okay, as an average salary. I'm not talking about the maximum salary, any outliers, but this is the average salary someone is making if he is entering as an AI engineer into the market. Okay, and for the senior role, it is 250K a dollar in the market, and which is again, if you are in the India, so it is somewhere like more than 35 lakhs. Okay, which you can ask with everybody, whoever is working around you, so he will give you the exact amount for this. Okay, now coming like what will be the future of generative AI, like what is the trend, challenges, opportunities, correct? Now we know that we are solving everything, every challenge with the help of generative AI. We are going to automate everything, correct? Whether this is autonomous cars, okay, we are building that. Whether it's cancer detection, correct? Whether it's video generation, whether it is image generation, whether this is audio generation, correct? A lot of things we are going to do that, and this is going to be the future, correct? If in the AI, especially in the field of AI, automation will get improved day by day, correct? So that's why everyone will use that. Okay, and second thing is that everybody is going to use the everybody is going to adopt the generative AI across the industry. Why? Because this is efficient, correct? You don't need like if you have 10 employees, so generative AI can do that task. Okay, 20 employees, 30 employees, already people have started lay off their workforce. And you are seeing in the current market standard from last 2 years, like every big giants in the market, whether it's Google, Facebook, Amazon, where a big giants, they have already started sorting their work team, okay, workforce. So why? Because of the generative AI can do the task, correct? So if you want to secure a job, correct, you will have to adopt the tools and technologies as per the industry market. Okay, so that's why we are here to learn this. Okay, now this is our responsibility. Like generative AI, when we are talking like generative AI, this is trained on a large data set, correct? On the LLMs are there, which is working behind it, and it is trained on a huge data set. You can't even imagine like how how large data set it has trained. But it is our responsibility to make the ethical and responsible AI. Okay, which should detect, like, if it should not give you very aggressive output, it should not give you the wrong output. Okay, so everything, whenever we are building any generative AI model, these things, these points will have to keep into the mind, and then we'll have to build a generative AI model. Okay, now
Mr. Tiwari,
yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. There is a question in the chat box. Mr. Guru, he is facing some challenge in his audio. He has asked that how generative AI can be leveraged by someone who is actually aspiring to work either as a data analyst or as a data scientist. So, as far as my understanding, please, Mr. Tiwari, I'm going to take this particular call. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I am not the trainer. This
Yeah,
is only
please.
based on my interaction with the working professionals in last 15-20 years. What is data analytics, Mr. Guru? Data analytics is nothing but we are working on the historical data, we are cleansing them, we are collecting them, we are structuring them, objective is to get a meaningful insight and information from the particular data. And with the particular visualization, we actually trying to make ourselves in a position where we can predict the future. So from that particular point onwards, predictive modeling, that is a part of machine learning, that actually takes into action. So as Mr. Tiwari being the trainer, he has very duly and rightly mentioned that generative AI is a tool of AI which is capable of generating a lot of things based on your historical actions, activities, and trend. So that means it can also generate a lot of synthetic data. So if there is any gap in your data that is usually being found while doing the analytical part, that can be filled up by GenAI. In any kind of anomaly detection, this particular generative AI can help you. And of course, it can make the presentation even more smarter, better, and effective. Rest, I believe Mr. Tiwari will be better a person, better resource to help you understand about role of Gen AI in making data analytics and data science as a very leveraged domain of data science. Please, sir.
Yeah, correct, Anva. So same thing as I said, you like if you are working as a data analyst, okay, and it's your responsibility to give the insights of the data, correct? So maybe you are, it will be very big task for you to do the visualization, okay, to make the graphs and all, correct? But with the help of generative AI, this is going to replace you if you don't have the idea about the generative AI. How? Your manager or your director will give the data to the tool, and they will give you that, hey, give me the insight of this data set, and very quickly it will give you the insights, correct? So within seconds you can create the, all your dashboards or your visualization, all your charts within seconds, okay? So if you are working manually on the Power BI or the MySQL, it will take you maybe 1 week, 2 week to create dashboard. But with the help of generative AI, very quickly within seconds you can create those charts, okay? So this is how generative AI you can use as a data analyst to enhance, to enhance in your job, to enhance your career, okay?
I hope. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Guru. Yes, Mr. Tiwari, please continue.
Yeah, please. So we have seen like what is the future of generative AI, trend, challenges, opportunities. We are seeing, we have discussed these things, okay? So now we have a new the second thing is that, if someone wants to transition into this AI field, into the data science especially, and generative AI, so I have told you that, you should be very good, I mean, not a very master's level, but at least you should be aware about this thing, any one programming language, correct, that we have seen. And then data science, at least the basic steps about the ML, DL, and mathematics, correct? And then natural language processing we are going to cover in this course, and again the computer vision. At least you should be aware about the basic things. And if you are not, then don't worry, when we'll start the course, we'll make the session so interactive that, if you are missing somewhere, we'll try to take those steps as well, okay? So don't worry about that at all. Like if you have not idea about the things and you want to enroll in this course, so believe me, after this course you are going to get the hands-on over the real world time projects, okay? And you will not feel like you are new in this field, okay? So that is my commitment for you. So we have seen like, there are a lot of job titles are there into the data science field, okay? Maybe you would have heard like data analyst, business analyst, AI engineer, data scientist, full stack data scientist, correct? And this DevOps, LLM engineer, a lot of profiles are there. But in the short that I would like to say is that if you want to enter into this field, so you should be aware about the basic steps like programming language, then the domain expertise, like in which sector you want to work, then at least the statics and the programming, computer science. So this should be you should be aware, correct? And into like data scientist, data engineer, AI, like especially for the data engineer, you should be aware about the programming language, that is Python. Then we have the visualization. Then you should be aware about the machine learning, deep learning, NLP, correct? And if you know all those things, then you can become the AI engineer. So this is how it will start. So very basic. On the first level, a data analyst will come, then business analyst will come, then again ML engineer will come, then DL will come, data scientist who have experience about the everything, then NLP engineer will come. And if you have the idea about the everything, then you can become the AI engineer. Correct? So that's all from my side. Now I would like to hand over to the Anuruba for it, and he will take from here. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much for this illustrative session. You can just leave the screen sharing so that I can just.
Yeah,
Thank you
please.
so much. Just a quick overview. Um, this is not meant for those who have taken admission. So excuse me, my dear beloved learners who are already walking the journey with us. This is for those who have been invited to this particular session. This is a rough overview of the LMS. Of course, as the name suggests, there is nothing new that I can explain. You have to log in, and the credentials are being generated after registration. So after that, once you log in, that there would be a dashboard. I believe my screen is visible. Someone can please confirm.
Yes, it was visible.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you
you
so
can
much.
see
So,
that.
so on the dashboard, you can see these things. I mean, how many courses you have enrolled? Is it one? Is it multiple? What are the active courses? What is the active course? The particular course which is ongoing, and all these things you can see over here. Your enrolled courses. You have to build your profile. All these credentials, all these communication addresses, all the future communications will be made by our end on those particular credentials only. uh, Pre-learning that we have been mentioning, we have been talking about. So it's just a particular dummy account. So in your case, pre-learning will be different. That would be Python, statistics, machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, computer vision. So these are the AI tools. It will not be given at a single go. It will be given phase-wise that I have mentioned in the chat as well. And don't get confused about the pre-learning which is being delivered by the trainer. We have a huge repository. We have a huge pool of trainers, more than 30 trainers we have. They're all industry experts like Mr. Ashish Tiwari from India and abroad. So some short videos, self-paced videos we have collected, we have given you for better understanding so that you can grab those things, you can develop some basic skills, and with those skills, foundation knowledge, you can join the program. That will only ease in your further learning journey with us. Okay, and this is how pre-learning looks, your curriculum. So can you just see, especially those people who have joined as the invitee. So once your session is over, those recordings will be available over here. So in case you miss one session, that can be watched. That will not pose a challenge in your learning journey with us. So all these things, different kind of resources on the LMS. It's a complete virtual classroom. You can ask your question. So there is a particular forum over here. You can ask your question over here. A team will be more than happy to answer to that. Apart from that, there is a one-to-one learning group formed with the enrolled learners as well, so that we can get back to their concerns and queries. So announcements, if there is any announcement like we have uploaded some tests and assignments, yes, please, every day, once you log in on your LMS, it is a must. This is also for the enrolled learners, especially now you're going to start your actual academic journey with us from 25th of Jan this month with the time that has been already mentioned to you. So announcement section, always see if any new videos have been uploaded, if any new assignment has been given to you, if anything in addition to what has been given to you, if any change has been there. So all these things, if any class is not there, even if any class timing is changed there, it is not possible for us to get back to 1500 ongoing learners. So this that is why this announcement section has been designed. Okay, and quizzes will be given to you once a particular topic is over. And Mr. Tiwari will also be helping you in giving some, hands-on experience over different tools and all those things. And that's it. That's it. My quiz attempts. So once the quiz is submitted, you can check your evaluation. So unfortunately, this guy has failed. I hope he would be coming out with, flying colors. Okay. So that's a quick overview. Your assignment, your taste, your calendar, everything you can check over here, and that's it. Setting, you can check everything. So that's something that I wanted to give you a very brief overview. And I would request one thing, Mr. Tiwari, if you could just reshare your screen and open that delivery plan and just help them understand
Yes.
what exactly be the tools covered and what would be their outcome. Let me just check the chat box. Mr. Guru Prasad V. Hey, I would like to share that uh, my pre-learning content is truly amazing. Wow, thank you so much for this public announcement of your experience. The mentor has explained the concept so clearly that anyone, regardless of their background, can easily understand. So nice of you, Mr. Guru. Even if you have written something not in our favor, even that would have been appreciated, because it is something that we have to take care of, being an ASCOM licensed training partner. If at any point of time you feel anything which is not going okay, Guru. I know, you always do mean it. So please get back to us. It's there is no point now in just suppressing your concerns. That would lead to a no man's land. Team is there, we are there, so we can work as a team. It's a very close knit family, right? I remain occupied a lot of time being the general manager of academics LNG, so it's not possible for me to get back to you. Sincere apologies, but definitely, whatever activities, even right now, sometimes back, there has been a concern from one of the enrolled learners regarding some trainers he has come across in the pre-learning. Why in the session Mr. Tiwari is there? That is why I answered. So you can check. There's a proper hierarchy, and the only objective is to make you feel comfortable in this learning journey so that the outcome matches your aspiration. And truly, my dear friends, we try to deliver what we promise. If at any point of time you feel something that you need to teach me as a mentor, as my colleague, please feel free. All of you are having my number. Please, just ping me, just call me. Darul, you said this thing, you did this thing, you this could have done in this particular way. That would have been really great. Okay, thank you so very much, Mr. Ashish. Please
Yeah.
explain this.
So this is gonna be the plan for the generative AI course. Okay. So although we have discussed like exactly what is generative AI, how we can solve the problems with that generative AI, how we can implement the generative AI in different sectors, what kind of tools and technology you should be aware, and what is the salary, correct? But the thing is that how we are going to teach you, how we are going to introduce you generative AI in our own way, correct? So this is the master plan that we have built to deliver the content. Okay, so here the duration of the lectures will be 3 hours, and that is going to from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. IST. Okay.
What usually is done by 12:30, usually the lecture part is over. We keep
Yeah.
20 minutes for the FAQs of that particular session.
Correct.
Mr. Tiwari, could you please just zoom your screen? And by the way, there is one question from one of the very eminent invitees, Mr. Sidhu. He is working as a manager at his organization in the information technology department. He has asked, I am not aware of this thing. Is agentic AI covered? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, so we are going to cover agentic AI as well, because this is the advanced topic right now, which is going into the market after the generative AI. But don't worry about it at all. First of all, here, we have planned our, we have built the roadmap in such a way that we'll start from the very basic, if you are not aware about the basic thing, and then we'll go to the advanced level. Okay, so of course, we are going to cover the agentic AI as well.
But one thing I would like to add over here, we are not at all here to teach you Python from the day one. So
Yeah.
this is a clear warning to all those who are attending the session as an invitee, my dear friend. That is why we are going to stop the admission right away by next 2 days, because you have to go through the Python basics. If Mr. Ashish is asking you to open your Jupyter notebook, you cannot ask him, sir, what is Jupyter notebook? What is a collab? You should be having these basic ideas, right? So we are really privileged that we're having so far all the learners who have taken admission, they are all experts from their own domain. And I'm pretty sure those who are going to take admission, they will also be contributing from their own skills and knowledge sets. Just this one little thing, my dear friends, please keep in mind. Complete your pre-learning before you embark on the academic journey from next 25th with the natural language processing. You don't need to go through machine learning and all those things. Those you can keep reading in parallel to the live lectures, but at least Python and statistics, at least these two tools, kindly go through. Please continue.
Yes. So of course you should be aware about the Python, and I'm not saying that we are not requesting that you should be master in the Python, but at least you should be aware about the basics of the Python. Okay, that will be very helpful for you to build the applications. Okay. Now, here, as I said, that the duration of the lectures will be 3 hours. That it will start from the 10 p.m. to 11 a.m. Indian Standard Timing. Okay, so where the 1.5 2.5 hours will be for the lecture content, and again the last 20 minute 30 minute we will keep for the Q&A. So if you have any issue, you can ask me. And again, we'll try to keep initial 10 to 15 minutes as well for the past Q&A. So suppose in the previous session whatever we have discussed and you have done the practice and you are not able to understand something, we'll take initial 15 minutes to discuss about the past session. Okay, so this is how we are going to deliver. So total we have we have designed this into the 14 lectures. So each lectures will be 3 hours. Okay, so in the 7 weeks we are going to cover, and the session will be on every Saturday and Sunday. Okay, now we have the 4 modules here. We have segregated into the 4 modules here, you can see. And we have the 4 assessment and 2 we have the 4 assignments, which is bit small, and we have the 4 2 assessment, which is there we are going to build an industry level project. Okay, and here the duration of this course will be 150 hour. Okay, and you have the pre-recording lectures already, you are going through that is for the 20 hours. We have the training online live session, correct, which is for the 40 hours. A lot of steps you are going to get there, correct. We are going to build project which is more than 25 plus, correct. And if you'll go through the structure, we have built the structure in such a way, like whether you are very new in this field, will start from a very basic, like maybe you are the experienced one and you have 10 to 20 years of experience, you are working on a very high level in your company, but now you want to start this generative AI. So that's why we'll keep you remind of the very basic things, correct. So we'll see like what is the exactly AI, what is the hype and what is the reality, correct. We'll see different application, then we'll start the NLP, natural language processing. We'll start from the very basics, correct, tokenization, pre-processing and transformers. A lot of things we are going to cover, and after that we'll see how we have the different LLMs which is in the NLP, correct, and what is the pro and cons of that, and why it was not giving good results, correct, why people are moving towards the generative AI. We'll see the transformation in the generative AI from 2017 to till date, okay, till now, correct. And after that we'll see each and application with the help of the basic models that we had from the we'll explore different platforms, that is Hugging Face, transformers, correct. Now after that we'll move towards the language models and transformer models. Okay, we'll see how many types of prompts are there, correct, how many types of learnings are there, especially the attention mechanism, what is that when people say that, correct. We have the advanced modern attention mechanism that came into the market recently, correct. Then we'll move towards especially the LLMs. We'll explore both the LLMs, whether it is open source LLM or the paid version, both we are going to explain, correct. We are going to build our application with the help of that, correct. And after that we'll use the LangChain. If you have might be heard LangChain, LangSmith, LangServe, correct. How you can analyze, like if you have built your Gen AI application, then how you can track your application, like what is the cost of your per query cost, what is that, correct, and what is the length, input and output length, correct, how you can serve your application to the different, how you can serve, how you can deploy your application, your application that you have built on the different platforms that we are going to use. Okay, so we are going to explore each and every, how you can see how you can tackle the privacy, how you can get out of the hallucination, and how you can check whether your generative AI application is performing well or not, how you can check the accuracy, correct, how you can remove that risk from that. So each and every detail we are going to cover, from very basic, that is from the natural language, from the basics of natural language processing until advanced level. Okay, so one thing that I can promise you, after this course you will get a real hands-on experience and you will be very confident in the generative AI. I'm pretty sure, and I can give you the commitment for this. So thank you so much from my side. Now I would like to hand over to the Anuruddha.
Yeah, so last but not the least, so allow me, Mr. Tiwari, to reshare my screen to
Yeah, please.
help them understand the certification part. That is also very important because I'm not sure even the enrolled learners whether they do have the right kind of information and clarification on this. Let me just share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Great. This is the certificate given by NASCOM. This is AI data scientist. The outcome of the program is equivalent to AI data scientist, which is the highest level certification given by NASCOM. Read it very carefully. This certificate is a NSQF. Can you see it? NSQF, National Skill Qualification Framework, which directly is an initiative of Ministry of Information Technology. You guys must have heard the names of Skill India, NSDC. They are all coming under this umbrella body that is called NASCOM. This is a rejuvenated certificate given by NASCOM from last fiscal year, which is recognized by NCVET. So that is a vocational educational training. I was just, trying to NCVET. NCVET became functional very recently, just 4 years back, and this is only in parity with the industrial requirements of the job market. So any program, first of all, NASCOM itself is a bridge between academics and industry requirements. On the top of that, when the certificate is rejuvenated with NCVET, that itself is a point of authentication at the time of job interviews that you guys will be exploring post completion of the program, that you do have the skill sets which are matching that particular JD, that is job description. So very rightly said by Mr. Tiwari, the outcome of the program as crafted by NASCOM and as it has been promised by Mr. Tiwari, that with his golden hands, he would be helping you to make all the hands-on executions and deployment on LLM, building your own ChatGPT with the name of Mr. Guru Prasad V underscore ChatGPT. I would be exploring a lot of things on that LLM model. So definitely that would be good. And this is one certificate. Next two certificate, this is optional. If you want, you can sit for this examination. Examination fee would be subsidized. Last year, it was 1,500. If anything change, I don't think there won't be any change. For last 2-3 years, the same price has been prevalent. Apart from that, this is another certificate. This is the certificate of completion that you would receive from Skills Revo. This QR code will be online verifiable at the time of interview. I am pretty sure this is a very common thing. You will not going to place a hard copy of your certificate. That can be designed, at the cost of 100 rupees paid to any graphic designer. So it has to be online verifiable. That link will be shared, will be activated. Once you complete the program, you just have to put your enrollment number over there, and your employer or anyone you are sharing it with, they would be able to see the certificate completely on our website. In addition to that, this is a new addition. This is project certificate. As again and again, Mr. Tiwari has been talking about, that is, you have to work on the projects, you have to work on multiple data sets across different industries to know how Gen AI is actually getting the leverage over different other applications, and with your domain knowledge, how you can take the leverage. So this project is very important. Resume building, that will be an integral part of the program. But do you think, being a working professional, that merely by mentioning certain key skills in the resume. Will that work? It will not. So as a point of authentication, this project certificate will be also given to you. So at the nutshell, it is a triple certification program. Two will be given to you as a part of the program. Third, that is NASCOM certification that you have to apply and you have to clear it. 70% is the pass marks. A separate particular session is organized by us, whether when we actually try to share the previous year's question paper pattern of that particular assessment. It's an online assessment, however, on any of the given Sundays, keeping your laptop and the webcam on, you have to appear the examination. That's a wonderful thing. If you can make yourself a NASCOM certified AI data scientist, industry is all yours. You can rule the industry. And that's not something very hard not to crack. That's it from my end, from our end. Now it's time to get back to my lovely audience to take their queries if anything is left at all. Especially, I would love to get back to those who are attending this session, who are seeing Skills Revo, who are seeing our training, our delivery, who are meeting us for the first time. So anyone from audience who has joined this program, joined this session for the first time, like Mr. Kailash Patil, okay, Mr. Sidhu, if you have anything else, any feedback on this session, have we been able to justify your expectation? Have we been able to live up to your expectations, sir? Same question goes for Mr. Kailash Patil as well. What should I presume for this silence? Anyone would like to put their... Yes.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm asking a lot
Yeah,
of questions here. I'm sorry for that. So Ashish, I mean, one more question. I mean, maybe like, I'm just mixing up two things here, not sure. So when you say like, the LLMs, all the LLMs about when we gonna leverage the LLMs and build the Gen AI, applications, right? So does it gonna take care of the back end, the data analytics part as well? Meaning, say for example, let me give you an example. We have a data in a sales table, right? I mean, when we say, right, we have to calculate the running total sum. Definitely we will put in a logic there in the back end in terms of SQL or Python, whatever it could be. Literally we're gonna put the logic in the programming language. Then after executing that logic, I think it will give the total running sum, right? So my question is, the LLMs gonna do that part for us in the
Yeah,
Gen AI?
yeah, correct. So it depends like how extend you want to build the application, correct? So suppose this is, data is too low and you just want some sort of insights from your data set. Okay, you just want only few things from your data set, correct? So in that condition, you don't need to put any some sort of conditions that you would have been doing, manually. You can directly go through prompt. You can type the prompt and LLM will do that task for you and it will give you the answer. Okay, but for like, if you are building your application for a larger extent, okay, and then in that condition, of course, you are not going to put a lot of terms and conditions that you would have been doing manually, but at least some sort of text, some sort of programming you are going to perform there as well. Okay, but a lot of things like 70-80% things will be taken care by LLM itself. Okay.
Okay, we need not to put the business logic into it, right? I mean,
No,
the
no,
custom
no.
business logic into it.
No. If you want, especially like if you want to build that, like this is the restriction, like this is the policy of your organization, and you want to build that especially, so of course you can implement that. But if you are like, if you are feeling like, okay, this is unnecessary, there's no specific policy as such, so feel free, directly you can put the things for the LLMs and LLM will perform the task for you.
Okay, because in the real time, the project which we implemented, right? Even when it comes to machine learning, it's like, we talk about a lot of things like, supervised model, unsupervised model, but there the scenario it's totally different. I mean, we gonna apply our own custom models. Maybe we might get influenced with some of the models like, random forest neural networks, but we are not going to use the same thing, right? I mean, we will build our own custom models, deploy it, and to get the better accuracy.
Yeah, perfect.
So,
Correct.
right. So that's why, I mean, I was just thinking, like, this LLMs, if it is a simple, like, the data is already there in the database, and ChatGPT does the same, right? I mean, when you ask question, it will go through the existing data and it will give the best result out of it. So the Gen AI is not something like that. It can perform up to some extent. It can perform something on its own, and it's gonna give the result, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
got
Correct.
it. Yeah. Thank you, Ashish.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Sudarshan. Again, anyone else from the audience, or else we will wrap up the session as it's already 11:30. That was the scheduled time for this particular orientation. Anyone from the pool of enrolled learners or from the pool of invitees?
Mr. Arun and Mr. Ashish Tiwari, thank you very much for this session.
Thank you,
It's
Mr.
actually
James.
very,
Please.
very comprehensive. One of the best, session that I've attended online,
Oh,
because
thank you so much.
Mr. Tiwari has a very comprehensive knowledge about what he's talking about. There is no, he's not trying to explain what he doesn't know. He's actually talking about something that he has skills, and that's very important when it comes to training technical skills. The way you have structured the training, I mean the journey to the end, if actually what he promises, what is going to be delivered, definitely it's going to be very helpful to us. The last thing is that there is a lot of good materials that you put in Google Drive. These are the recorded lectures that are really amazing. I went through them, even coming from a background that is hospitality, where there's no those kind of things being used, but it's very comprehensive. I would say that you guys are doing a fantastic job. Yeah. And I
Thank
hope
you
to
for
get
those
the best
encouraging
out.
words.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so very much,
Thank
Mr. James, my dear friend. Thank you. Definitely in the upcoming days, your learning journey will be even more better, more enriched with the support from Mr. Ashish Tiwari. Now he's on board with us as your master trainer. So happy learning to all of you guys. So next week, same time, not same day, days will be Saturdays and Sundays, 10 p.m. onwards. Be there. Thank you so much. And we really feel ourselves privileged to have such a veteran pool of learners having joined us. Everyone, who should I mention? Mr. Vijay, seasoned IT professional with 24 years of experience. Mr. James, Mr. Sudarshan from FMCG, Mr. Guru Prasad, Mr. Ramana Salapu. He is another, a great feather in our learning camp. So thank you so much, everyone, for choosing us as your learning partner, and wish you all a very happy learning journey. So from tomorrow, Monday, I will all have a hectic day. We will have a week off on Tuesday. So thank you. And those who have joined this session as an invitee, thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart for joining the session. I hope the session has been able to give you clarity and clarifications against your queries. So looking forward to see you in the class with your highly enriched peer group of learners as well. Thank you again. Thank you, Mr. Ashish Tiwari, for this informative and illustrative session. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Kailash, for these clapping hands. Yeah, good night, all. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.